What's up? I'm Jesse Vargas with Urban Nest Realty. Today we are back in Inspirada. We're at the KB Homes. We're going to take a look at the Gardens collection. The Gardens by KB Homes are going to be the most affordable base prices you'll see for single family homes in the Inspirada area. Now these homes aren't being built just right here near these model homes. There's actually 3 different locations around the Inspirada community. So at the end of touring the models, we're going to go take a look at those sites so you know what you're getting into. Here at the 2044 model, we're gonna head on in. This one has a starting price of $403,990. Let's go check it out. Very open concept living. Let's take a look downstairs. Downstairs, we have this office den set up, and it's really important to note on this specific floor plan that this can be a bedroom. That would take it from 3 bedrooms to 4, and then upstairs when we go check out that area, there's a loft that could also be a bedroom, so you can go anywhere from 3, 4, or 5 bedrooms with this specific floor plan. This awesome countertop here in the kitchen. On the back side of it, it's a great place to have some additional seating for dining. And then we also have a pantry here with some extra space for storage. Always nice to have additional storage space in your kitchen. Easily accessible, so it's a very functional kitchen. Here at the Gardens in Inspirada, you're gonna see these side yards on the homes. They aren't a full-blown backyard like you might be accustomed to with a lot of single-family homes. You're really basically getting a step up from a townhome. They have this one set up with a nice dining table area, a seating area, and it's nice to have that space to be able to go outside and enjoy. One thing you'll know as we start going through these homes, there's plenty of upgrades in these models, so you wanna make sure that, you're taking that into account when you're taking a look at what these base prices are, account for maybe about 10% of that as far as items you want to upgrade, be that countertops, flooring, and various upgrades, just even like some of this stairway right here. Want to make sure that you're accounting for a railing like that because it's not going to be standard with this home. Let's head on upstairs. Up here at the top of the stairs, you have an awesome loft area. They have this one set up with a really nice countertop system where I could envision someone doing homework or office work. You've got the laundry room right here, easily accessible to everyone upstairs, so the floor plan really flows well, and I think what you'll notice most is how large the primary suite is as well. Really like the windows with the natural light coming in. Let's go head over to the next one. That one had a starting price just over $400,000. The rest of the homes we're taking a look at today are all having a starting price under that $400,000 price mark, which is really great. Let's go check out this next one, the 1840. So the entry to the house, you're coming right into the living space. Pretty open from the kitchen. You have easy sight lines to the dining room and living room. Can converse with people really easily. You jet off to this half hallway, we'll call it. We have the laundry room on one side and the guest half bath on the other. A little bit of closet space, great for a linen closet here. So here at the Gardens, these side yards, you'll see there isn't another wall separating us from the next property over. So you can actually come over and literally touch the wall next door to you. These are technically single family. You would call them like a 0 lot line essentially, where there isn't a divider in between the 2 property lines. But it does give you some good space. that you might not be able to get with a townhome as far as some sort of a yard space. You can put up your barbecue, have some grilling done, nice relaxation, outdoor space of your own. When you come upstairs, you have a nice loft that's kind of the centerpiece of the upstairs area. On one side of the upstairs, you have the primary suite and one of the secondary bedrooms. On the other side, you have another secondary bedroom as well as the secondary bathroom for those people living in the secondary bedrooms. Keep in mind, as we're going through these floor plans, there are some elevation differences. So by elevation, I mean slightly different exteriors, and that can cause subtle differences in the amount of square feet in that particular model. Also, there's a 1,767 square foot model that is not available for display as a model home, but that is an option that is available when we're building with the gardens. Next, we're gonna check out the 1674 floor plan. Let's go take a look. Different than a couple of the other floor plans, we have it set up where it goes in a row. You've got the kitchen, the dining room, and living room, but it's not too spaced out, so you can still conversate with anyone that's on one side of the room all the way to the other side. I really like how this living space has just great sight lines out the front windows, so you get that natural light coming in, able to enjoy what's outside of the home as well as inside. This gives some good insight as far as what the standard sink would be that they'd be putting in. Some of the others that we've seen would be upgraded. So these are the type of things to keep in mind what you do or don't want to spend money on to upgrade the home. You can also choose to just keep things standard and then do some upgrades after the fact, after you move in as well. That's a popular route to go as well. The entry point from the garage would be right here into the laundry room. I'm a big fan of that. I like to have kind of that buffer before you enter the house from the garage, especially with the laundry space. It's a nice place where you can have your shoes taken off there, that sort of a thing, almost like a mud room. So nice entry point from the garage access of the house. I think that one of the benefits for having these side yards, especially is if you have pets, so to have just a little bit of space for maybe your dog or a cat or any other pet to be able to come outside and be able to have just a little bit of space versus the KB townhomes that they have here don't have that backyard access. It's really just a front patio. So having this little bit of a side yard, nice addition for that aspect as well. No loft in this floor plan, but there is a nice setup here for a workstation at the top of the stairs. The other side is gonna have the secondary bedrooms, and we'll take you over there next. But let's check this primary suite out first. Heading over to the secondary bedrooms, we have about a 3-foot wide hallway right here. You're gonna have the secondary bathroom in between the primary suite and the secondary bedrooms. And then at the end of the hallway, you have those bedrooms I was talking about. We are heading over to the 1558 square foot floor plan coming up, but remember to stick around through the end because we're gonna be discussing and showing the 3 areas of Inspirada where they're building these floor plans. And there's some really key items that you need to know as far as where you want to build these because they have very separate and distinct qualities about them. make sure to scroll down and take a look in the description. I have some links to some free resources there, so feel free to take a look at those as well. We've got a really open floor plan here. You'd come in from the garage and you'd be in this dining room, kitchen area. One thing that's not my favorite is I do like some sort of a kitchen island where you're able to sit at it. Just gives you a little bit of extra options as far as having people to be able to sit around and be able to eat around each other. So that option kind of gets taken away with our closet here on the other side of this countertop. But in general, this is a really good space to be able to work with in the kitchen. You're not gonna feel like you're bumping into other people when they're behind you and whatnot. When you get to the top of the stairs, you'll have the 2 secondary bedrooms right here. What's really nice is they have the Jack and Jill bathroom set up, so when you go into one, there's access to the restroom from either room. Boom. As you're coming over to the primary suite, you'll have the laundry room, as well as a linen closet here, and then you can come in with closets on either side. So 2 closets here in the primary suite. And opens up into the main room. Hope you enjoyed the tour of the models. Now let's go over to those home sites and see where they're actually being built so you have the information that you need. Inspirada is actually broken up into 7 different towns or pods. So this is actually the 6th pod, 6-1. So in this area, we've got these KB homes. You can see they're still being built. Some of them have already been built in this area as well, but this is one of the 3 areas where they're building the gardens homes by KB. So since we've established we are in the Inspirada Master Plan Association, there's a couple of payments that come along with that. So one is the Master Plan HOA dues, which comes out to $85 a month. It's billed quarterly at $255. The other one is the Local Improvement District, or LID. It's also called a LID. That one is gonna be a $224 payment that's paid every 6 months. So if you break it down, that comes out to $38 a month. The need for that is really a bill that's passed on to the homeowners. So when they're building out these neighborhoods, the LID is basically a loan that's taken on by the builders to build out all of the infrastructure that's needed to make this community happen. So that one bill is gonna disappear at some point. It has a balance of just over $4,000. Once it gets paid off over time, that's done. You could also choose to just pay it outright. You can pay the $4,000 and never have to pay that monthly fee ever again. So those are the 2 things that you need to know as far as additional payments for living in the Inspirada Master Plan. So we're here in 6-1 is the pod that we're at. KB also will be building in pods 6-3 and 6-4. 6-2, there's gonna be a home builder there too, but we don't know who that is. So one of the downsides to building in this area is there's still gonna be construction that's going on for the foreseeable future to finish off those last remaining pods in pod 6. One of the benefits to being in this area is we're as far west as you can be for the Inspirada Master Plan. So this is the quickest access to get to the 15 freeway. If you're someone driving regularly out of the community, it's one of the quicker access points. So that's always nice to have a shorter commute that way. So there's still one more park that's gonna be built in between, in the center of the 4 pods of 6-1, 2, 3, and 4. And that will have a community pool that the Inspirada residents can access. So that's gonna be right here close by, and being in this section of it that's in Inspirada master plan section. You'll have access to that and all of the community events that Inspirada puts on. We're gonna go take a look at 2 more of the sites that they're building these on. One is over in pod 6-5 by Montana Park, which is currently being built, should be opening in just the next handful of months. And then the other is actually not in one of the 7 pods of the Inspirada master plan. It's actually in the Inspirada Town Center, but it's one of the rare instances where the Inspirada Town Center is actually a part of the master plan community and all the events. We've made our way over to pod 6-5, and right there you see we have the gardens being built in this area. This is a really long strip of a pod. Most aren't like this, but it's a longer one. And right behind me, this section that's gonna get built on eventually will be an elementary school. So that would really factor into my decision making as far as what area did I wanna build one of these garden homes in. The other point is that the HOA and the LID that we talked about at the last location, it's exactly the same if you're gonna build in this 6-5 area. So if you don't like dealing with school traffic or any of the things that comes along with being right next to a school, then maybe 6-1 is better for you. If you wanna be right next to an elementary school in the future, this could be a great area. And then off in the distance, you can see the baseball fields, which is Montana Park. We have that video. You can click on to see everything that's being built there. It's not quite ready yet, but should be ready in the next handful of months. And right behind that, there's still more KB homes that are being built. It extends 6-5 all the way back behind that park. So if you're into having the access to the parks and recreation and school, this might be the best area for you to be building one of these homes by KB The Gardens. Let's go to the last one. It's the Inspirada Town Center. It's not gonna have a pod similar to the rest of these locations in Inspirada. We're now in the town center portion of the Inspirada community, right in the heart of where all of the action is gonna be with a brand new resort by Station Hotels Casino. It's gonna be starting to be built in 2024. This area is not a part of the 7 pods of the Inspirada master plan, but it is the rare instance where the town center still has access to all of the pools and amenities and functions that the Inspirada community puts on. So the $85 a month, like we said, paid quarterly, will get you access into all of those Inspirada amenities, as well as you can see there's a small parklet here that's maintained by the HOA as well. Payment you're not gonna have in this area of Inspirada Town Center with KB is the LID, or the lid that we talked about. They don't have one of those lids attached to these lots, so you don't have that payment coming into it, which is a little bit of a help. One thing you wanna keep in mind though, as you're shopping for which area you wanna be at, there can be differences in what the lot premiums are from location to location. So when we go in and meet with one of the KB sales representatives, we'll be sure to kind of factor that into the decision-making process. Wrapping up, if you wanna compare these 3 areas, I would say this is the one. If you like being in the middle of all the action, you wanna be where the new shops are gonna end up being at, the new restaurants, all those dining options, the new resort. This is probably the best area for you. If you're looking for more of a traditional neighborhood area, I think 6-1 is probably gonna be the most traditional residential area. Plus you have that great access to the 15 freeway from that location. And then lastly, you have 6-5, which we touched on, has that elementary school that's gonna be going in at some point in the future, as well as the Montana Park, which is gonna be right there next to pod 6-5 as well. Thanks again for watching. My name is Jesse Vargas with Urban S Realty. If you have questions about building in this area, please let me know, 702-580-1071. I'd be happy to help you out with any questions you have about your specific situation and real estate needs. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, drop me a comment, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.